If you're tired of having to plug your phone into the car stereo to get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto touchscreen functionality, and you want to go wireless without buying a new deck, then this video is for you.
Obsession.
Brought to you by Waffle Square.
Hi, I'm Mike. Welcome to my Waffle Square, where I obsess about things and you get to benefit from it. Well, 2 years ago, I installed the Alpine ILX W650 stereo into our beautiful 2006 Land Rover LR3 that I've been refurbishing for my daughter Aspen. Well, I picked that deck in part because it said, quote, works with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Well, come to find out, you have to physically plug in a USB cable to the back of the deck and route it to your phone to get that functionality. In comes the wireless adapter, or dongle as they're also called, to solve that annoyance. But not all wireless adapters are the same. So last year, after watching a really excellent review video on YouTube, I bought 2 of these, and foreshadowing, they're not even available anymore. Now, before I even had a chance to put it in the Land Rover, we were heading out of town for a barrel racing clinic. So I took one and installed it into our pickup truck that we used to haul the horse, and this happened. So here we go again. The screen is frozen. This isn't the song we were listening to. It's about 10 songs ago. And as you can see, nothing comes up. It's just frozen. Now, I'm not sure if you caught it, but interestingly, when we bought this truck used, it had the same Alpine deck as I put in the Land Rover. Well, anyway, that lockup happened multiple times in this truck, and especially when you had the music and the Maps app going at the same time, which isn't a big ask. We've been doing that since we were taking our older daughter Justice back and forth to softball tournaments and never had that kind of an issue. So when Fahren reached out and offered to send me their wireless adapter for free for my review, needless to say, I was going to obsess over it until I could ensure, 1, it was easy to connect, and 2, it was not going to have that same problem. But real quick before we test it, let me show you what comes with it. All right, here's everything that comes in the packaging. You have a USB to USB little extension cable. Looks like it's about 6 inches long. Then you have a USB-C to USB in case your stereo has that functionality. You would just plop it on just like that. Then we have the unit itself. Let's take those off. All right, pretty sleek. I like this kind of gray, angular finish to it with the black screen. Almost looks like it's going to light up and tell you some information. We'll see if any of that happens. Couple more things before I dig into the manual. You also get this quick easy start guide, all in color. Looks like it's just going through getting hooked up to Bluetooth, I hope. That should really be all there is to it with these. And then lastly, it has a supporting working temperature of -20 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. So a massive range of operating temperature, which is good when you consider it's going into a car. All right. Well, we definitely don't need this one anymore, and I am happy to see it go. So we'll just take the USB plug, put it right into the receptacle here. Go. We're going to hear lots of banging and stuff at first, but let's bring up the radio. All right, please connect Bluetooth wireless dongle. So we'll go in, Bluetooth, down to other devices. There it is, wireless dongle. Pair. Sync your contacts. I don't care for that, so don't allow. And there we go. Let's not get a strike there, but we are up. So let's get my phone out of the way and let's see what we've got here. We'll go to podcasts.
End of 26, beginning of 27.
Oh, wow. That's what she said. I'm glad.
That is right where
Okay.
I left off. Look at this lag time.
So it's a while.
Yeah.
We got a while.
Yeah, I think he'll be back in court though in February. But I think
Maybe I just wasn't pressing it right. Let's go over to destinations. Canyon View High School.
Starting route to Canyon View High School. Head north on North 6775 West. Then take the first right onto West 1300 North.
So that's all working good. All right, let's go back here. We'll bring up my favorite playlist of Pandora.
We'd like to do a Christmas song for you now. This is another one of those songs that we've never done in concert, I don't think. We recorded this song down in Miami in 1978, and you were there. And it was December, I believe, and we were trying to get in the Christmas spirit, and we were having a tough time getting in the Christmas spirit. You know, all the palm trees and the warm sunny days and all the beach.
So a little bit of lag time, not bad. All right, let's start the engine. And we haven't lost anything. All right, next up, the front driveway. We get some trash, we'll go to the dump. We're gonna start and stop and check and see if it stays where we're at the entire time, because that's something the other one was also struggling with. Okay, so that's a good sign. We still have our backup camera functionality. Get over here in the shade so you can see it. There we go. All right, we're gonna do a little test here. Let's start this playing. Now, I don't want to get a copyright strike, but let's turn off the engine. We're going to load up the truck to go to the dump. When we come back, we will start it back up and see if we get right back to where we were, or if I have to go through the whole process of linking back up to it. All right, grab our keys and let's see if we go right back to where we were or what happens. So, first it asked, then it auto-connected, and if we listen, it is playing the same music, but it went back to the home screen, so we have to go to get back. All right, let's see if that persists. All right, let's try another experiment. Let's see if it can do maps and play music without freezing up the screen like that other one did. Now, interestingly enough, the landfill we're headed to isn't on iPhone Maps for some reason, but there is a cute little restaurant right near it called Bowman's, so let's go to that. And we will hit go. So
Starting route to Bowman's Cowboy Kitchen.
it sent it over.
Head north on North 6775 West. Then take the first right onto West 1300 North.
All
The
right.
destination is on your right.
Destination's on our right.
Arrived.
Then we'll hit end route. And nothing's happening here. There it goes. Wow, that was quite a lag time. And our music is still playing. Good. Oh, there's nothing like that smell. All right. Done at the dump. Let's turn back on. Says please connect, and then jumps right back to where we were and playing our music. That's great. Let me turn that down, and let's pick something in town so it's running two things at once. All right. Put it in reverse. The backup camera is working effortlessly. We need to do this with our Land Rover. I know. And you can see we are lining up with the hitch ball right there. Good. All right. One last time before I hand the truck off to my wife and daughter for horse lessons. Let's see if we reconnect. Same screen. Boom, we're back. And it remembers where we were. It's not kicking back to radio, nothing. So that is great. It does go to the home screen instead of going right back to the actual Pandora screen I'm at. So you can see I have to go through all that each time. That's a little annoying, but it is bringing the music right back up instead of jumping over to the radio and making me go all the way back in. So I like that. All right, lastly, let's hook up a second phone. This is my wife's phone, so she can be all hooked up with music going. Today when she takes my daughter to horse lessons. So we're gonna go down here to other devices. Once we get to the screen, there it is. Pair. Don't allow contacts to sync. So it is playing radio right now because I don't think she listens to Steve Miller Band. But let's get to her Pandora and make sure that's working good. Yep, there's her list of radio stations. Perfect. Whew. I really want to be doing more car videos, but it is demoralizingly cold outside to be working on cars. Yeah, does anybody want to get down on the ground and change the oil today? Especially without a shop. Maybe someday. Now, that first day of testing, it was admittedly laggy in responsiveness, but perhaps that wasn't its fault, because after I did a very simple, typical kind of update to my phone, I've never had that problem again. And in fact, my wife, who is not impressed by tech stuff and thinks Alexa hates her, drove the car a couple times to take Aspen to horse riding lessons, and she said it worked flawlessly. In fact, the only glitch I've ever experienced again was one day I was doing a particularly bad job of backing up to hook up the horse trailer, and I was going back and forth, going in and out from forward to reverse, which changes the screen, you know, from the backup camera to back to normal, and finally it just gave up in disgust of my incompetence. All right, well, I just got done backing up to the trailer, and once the backup camera switched back to the main screen, it lost the Pandora screen and went back here. But the music's still playing, so I guess that's not a big deal. Now, Fahren wanted to send a second dongle for Aspen's LR3 initially once this video was done, but I've taken so long to make sure it doesn't lock up, they probably won't ever talk to me again. Now that is, unless perhaps some of you loyal viewers can maybe reach out on their YouTube or Instagram channels, links below, and maybe thank them for their patience with me. You know, who knows? Maybe they'll send Aspen a little care package, or perhaps they'll invite us to try out some of their large selection of LED bulbs for vehicles on our sweet old truck. Can you believe she's 17? I know Kip Winger and I are both surprised. Anyway, until such time, let's do one more test. Let's see if one dongle will work on two vehicles. In theory, it's connected to my phone, so there shouldn't be any issue. Let's try it out. Yeah, I like tests inside cars anyway. All right, now if you recall from our first video, I elected to put the USB cable right here in the glove box. And the thinking being Aspen could plug in her phone to this lightning cable and be able to get the CarPlay, but also we would have access when it came time to do firmware updates. So anyway, let's take off this lightning cable for now, and we will simply plug this guy in. Here we go. There. Okay, key in. And we'll go through the dinging. My phone's in my pocket. Yeah. There, it's asking to connect to the dongle, which it should do. Yep. Look at that. So, if I want, I could just be traveling with one dongle to every vehicle that accepts it. That's pretty cool. Let's make sure it's working. Yep, that's my stuff. Good old-fashioned country. All right, let me turn that down. Excellent. All right. Hey, first of all, before I do all the typical asks for thumbs up and everything, do you have any questions that I didn't come up with? Please let me know in the comments below. So you click on the More button and it opens up the full description. where I'll have links to this product and their website. You can check out for LED bulbs and for wireless adapters. So I want to thank Fahren for being so patient with me, but your help is still probably very useful. They didn't ask for any kind of editing up front to see the video and try to make changes or anything like that. All they did was send me out the product for my review at Trust Me to review it, and then check in a couple times to see how the progress was going. But if you found this video helpful, will you please give it a thumbs up? It's really helpful to the algorithms. Start suggesting it to more viewers that might be interested in the same thing. Also, please consider subscribing. We've got more work to do on this Land Rover that we've been working on, and perhaps we'll get some more products from Fahren that we can check out. It's super helpful to the channel. I want to thank everybody that's done that. This channel's grown pretty well from faithful viewers to watching this content. Until next time, thank you for watching. Once more without a car, maybe? It had the same Alpine deck. Car. Oh, that wind is not my best friend. Surprised. Anyway, that's all right, that's all right.